What up, yo? It's your boy, AsisGalvin. Yeah. And I'm here with the next episode. Episode 6. Let's get into this real quick. So, as we left off, you guys found out that I was about to move. You know, I found out I was about to move. I'm like, what the hell? Like, for what? End up finding out that, like I told y'all, my mom's... By the way, I forgot to tell you guys. The Christmas before, just the Christmas that just passed, because remember, this is sometime in February. The Christmas that just passed was the same Christmas that my mom got married to this dude. They got married mad quick. The reason they got married mad quick is because he pressured it, and he pressured that situation on because he wanted to do everything as possible to get my mom to stop talking to her ex. Which, eventually, when I recap the first 10 episodes, I'm going to go back and explain a little bit about that, but we'll get to that. So the first thing is, I get home. Remember, they just been married. He realizes that that's not going to work. It's not going to stop my mom from wanting to communicate with this person, etc., etc. Somebody she's been with for like 8 years. So what happens is he's like, we're going to be moving. Now, mind you, my grandma just passed away, so they have money. He somehow cons my mom into believing that this is a good idea to leave the place that she was in her whole life. I don't know how he did that, but he definitely did that. Let me roll this window up real quick. Alright, so he conned her into believing that it was a good idea. It wasn't. It's pretty much, they buy a new car, like this little truck thing, right? They buy the car, this little truck, they move, we move. And the reason I'm talking like that is because it just pisses me off when I think about it, even to now. It just pisses me off. We leave everything we were ever raised around, leave our whole home city. We still go to school there, but we live in the middle of like fucking nowhere. We live to this place called Wappingers, way up north. And we are living there. We're like a freaking 40 minutes away from where we were raised. And we're there, right? So we're there. We move in. And mind you, let me tell you guys, I didn't get to see Mia for a couple months at this point. Things got so crazy, we wasn't able to actually see each other just due with her getting caught. And after the time she snuck out, it just became very difficult just to see her. So we didn't really get to see each other. So we took like a little break. A break because if I wasn't expecting to see her, it was a lot easier to deal with it than if I was expecting to try to see her and I couldn't. So I was just like, you know what, I can't do this. We got to just take a little break and just chill until we have an opportunity to do something because it's not working. What we did when we also made that decision is we made a pact that when she turns 18, we're going to do what we got to do. And I'm not talking about like run away and move out the damn house, but make sure that you let them know like, yo, this is my man. This is what I'm doing. You know, take independence for your life and do what you need to do. We made a pact about that. It was like a promise. It's like, all right, look, I will ride for you for this entire 2.5 years, 3 years, as much as it takes. Cause she just turned 15 at that point and I had just turned 18. I said, I will ride for you for that 3 years. But when that time comes, that's when we got to do what we got to do. I will do everything I can to prepare for that moment. That's what I told her. I was like, yo, I will do everything I can to prepare for that moment. And you know, she was like, okay. We came to an agreement. I was like, all right, so we can do this. Long story short, we move. Now, we move to this place. As soon as we get there, me and my sister are automatically in depressed mode. We're like, yo, why the hell are we here? You know, this is not where we want to be. This is not where we were raised. What the hell is going on here? And we don't know anybody. We don't know anything. We can't even really get outside and really mingle with people because we freaking go to school in a whole different area. We go to school in our hometown. It ain't like we were going to school there to meet people. So we're just around, just sitting in the crib. At this point, all I'm doing is playing live. NBA Live 2000 something. I don't remember. Just playing that online on PS2 all day. Making CDs and playing that game. I wasn't even making any beats at the time. I made beats a couple years before, maybe a year before I met Mia, and that was it. And I stopped. I actually have those beats, and I will upload them soon. I will upload those. It's mad funny. I made them on. We'll get to that. Anyway, so we're at this place. We move in there. I see some people running around the block. I see mad people, mad kids outside, but I don't know any of them. A month goes by. Now it's damn near March, middle of March, right? I'm sitting there like, oh my God, just dying, son. Just rotting away in my room, getting mad annoyed. I brought my car up there. My uncle had towed my car up there, so I had my little Acura, but it didn't work because it had electrical problems, so I couldn't use that. So I had no whip. I'm just sitting there rotting away. And one day I look out the window and I see everybody, all these kids outside. They're outside of my window. And I've been there for a month indoors for 30 days, other than going to school and stuff like that. Which when I went to school, I used to see Mia when I was going to school. So I see these kids. I see an African dude. I see a white boy. I see 2 black dudes, some Puerto Rican chick, and like a couple, some little kid, them little skinny light-skinned kid, and some other people. I see them outside all the time. I don't never say nothing to them. It looks like that's the group for the whole complex. So I'm like, all right, these are the people that are here. One day that goes by, I'm in my room playing live. I hear some ruckus outside. I'm like, all right, what's popping outside? I look out the window. Everybody's outside my window, kind of in front of my house. So I'm like, oh, okay. I'm just like, yo, F it. I'm going outside. I'm going to meet these people. I'm going to talk to these people. I'm going to see what's popping. I go outside. I walk up to them like, yo, my name's Ace. Blah, 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 blah. I meet them. They're like looking at me like, that's mad random. We never seen you around here. I'm like, yeah, I just moved here. I seen you outside chilling, so I was just trying to see what's up. Long story short, from that point, maybe about 2 weeks later, I would see them. I would hang out with them. And it was cool. So let me break down the people, the characters, because this is leading into the best, roundabout the best 4 months of my life, right? We had the African kid. I forgot his name. He was African. And that nigga was fast. He was the fastest person in that area, so he said. And he, he's always known for just racing anybody and beating people on foot. He was a fast African kid. There was another kid that was a white dude. He was always talking about cars all the time. Like, he knew what he was talking about, but I could tell that nigga had no experience and didn't know nothing. He didn't have a car yet. He was going to get one, but he was always talking about cars. Then there was this kid named Zeke and Tamango. Tamango was the older brother. Zeke was the younger brother. Me and Tamango automatically clicked. Me and Zeke were kind of cool, too. Zeke would always brag about being nice in video games. So I had a person that ran fast, a person that thought he knew about cars, a dude that was always bragging about being nice in video games, and the fourth dude was Tamango. He was cool. He would just chill. That nigga was just chill all day. He did a little bit of everything, but he was chill. We actually mentally connected a lot because we were very similar. So we have all of them. We also have a little kid, a little skinny, light-skinned kid that looked like Stephen Curry, and he played mad ball, so he was nice in ball. So we had a basketball player, a runner, white guy, they know about cars, guy plays video games, and a mad chill-ass dude. That was kind of like the group. And there was this other girl there, like I told you before, I don't remember her name, but she had the cake. Cake meaning she had ass, and everybody used to sweat her. They already knew I wasn't on that because I had the dog tag on, so everybody already knew. Oh, who's that on your neck? Oh, that's my girl. Oh, word, does she live around here? No. Do you ever get to, where'd she live? In your hometown? Yeah. Oh, you ever gonna bring her around? Can't do it. Why? Lockdown. End of discussion. That's how it would work. And every time I heard that, I'd get pissed off. I'd be like, oh, but then I remember, chill, Ace, when she's older, we won't have to worry about any of this. 3 years sacrifice to have a lifetime full of good shit, I'm good with that. That's how I looked at it. That was the main driving point with me. All these emotions together, just knowing that at the end of it all, 3 years later, I will be good. Everything I wrote on that, anytime I got upset, anytime I got agitated, anytime I got pissed off, I was like, yo, just wait until this date. I actually had the number in my head all the damn time. It was like 210-07, I believe. Was it? Yeah, 210-07. That was the number. I'm very mathematical with things like that. So, long story short, I started hanging out with these guys. Now, let's get into the crazy stuff now. So, me and all of them, we met in like March. By the time April came, it was like April 10th or so. We're cool. I'm starting to hang out with them a lot more. I'm starting to become a little bit more popular. This is around the time where I decided, you know what? I'm going to start making my life a little bit more exciting, and I'm going to start challenging these dudes and everything that they do. The first thing I did, April 10th, was challenge the African kid to a race. Now, mind you, at this point, I'm very agile. I'm very fast. I be flipping all over the place. I can front flip over fences, 360 backflips, round offs, nice on a trampoline. I'm nasty. I'm mad agile. I'm still agile. I still can do those things. So I was just like, yo, I don't know how fast I really am. The last time I really raced somebody serious was this girl named Jonna Wilson in elementary school, and she smoked me. She smoked me, my nigga. It was like let's just say I'm this guy and she's this guy. The race was like lost. I couldn't even. She was just too fast. But I decided to race this kid. He was the first person I wanted to take out. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to race him, beat him in the race, and then I'm going to play the other light-skinned kid in basketball. I'm going to whoop his ass in basketball, and then I'm going to make sure when I get a car, because I was planning on getting one soon, I'm going to have a better car than the white kid, and I'm going to whoop that other kid's ass in video games just because. And I wasn't even nice in fighting games yet. So the first person I do is the race. So the race starts with us running down the whole entire driveway of the complex. So it's about a 70-yard dash or something like that. Everybody's there. Mind you, everybody's there. Mad people that didn't, they were running around bragging about the race for mad long. Oh, they're going to race, they're going to race, they're going to race. Who's on a race? Oh, Ace and this guy. Like, but no one beats that kid. So it's just kind of like, all right, we're going to race. Now, everybody's there. I mean, I'm talking about people I never even seen before. Just people that are in the complex. Everybody heard about it. They're like, oh, we're racing today. And so it comes that day. I'm ready to race. Got my shorts on. I shouldn't have wore shorts, but I have my shorts on. And he's there. He's looking all African. That kid looks like Makembe Mutombo, but like younger and smaller. Swear to God, it's mad funny. Look like Patrick Ewing. Anyway. So yeah, we meet up, right? So we're there. And I'm like, all right, so we're gonna race, right? We're gonna race from here to there. It was like the whole duration of the parking lot. I'm like, all right, cool. So one of the girl with that, you know, the Puerto Rican chick that was there, she's the one like wanting to be all in the fucking attention and stuff. Mind you, this girl didn't mess with me at all. This girl was like on some screw that nigga type stuff. I don't know if it was because I rocked my girl's picture or what it was, but she was on some real hate and stuff. Like, she didn't like me. I don't know why, but this is the way it was. So we race. I'm ready. He's all crouching down and kneeling. I'm like, I'm not doing all that, nigga. As soon as the hand drops, I'm out. I'm running. 3, 2, 1, race. He takes off. I take off. My takeoff's a little better than his because he kind of stumbled a little bit. So we take off. We're running. I'm not even trying. I didn't even top out in the beginning. In the beginning, I'm like, all right, let me just see how fast he really is. This nigga took off. But after he started moving, he didn't stop accelerating. So, you know, we're racing. It's hard to do this on the camera. Let's just say the black side of my finger is him and the white side's me, okay? We take off. And then he just keeps accelerating. It keeps accelerating. I'm like, oh, so I go as fast as I can. I catch up to him. Now, at this point, we're halfway. I'm running full speed. I can't get past him, but we're level. So I look over to him like the only way I'm actually gonna be able to win this. He wasn't fast enough to keep going. Like me and his top speed was about the same. I knew I couldn't get past him any farther. So what I did was I started leaning forward and taking longer strides. So I was more jumping forward while running than anything. So I kind of went like this. I started pulling on him. He catches up. I see him lean his head back. And he's going. I look over. I see him. He's like this. We're almost to the end. He's coming. I'm here leaning forward. He's leaning back. He's catching up to me. He catches up to me. I overdrive it, son. I'm just like, I push it. I've never even ran that fast before. I push as fast as I can. Fast. I go. I crossed that line about by maybe this much I beat him by. I was going so fast I couldn't slow down. I lost my footing. I'm in the air, like leaning forward. I'm like, I'm going to get fucked up. Like, I already know it's going to be bad. There's no way I'm getting out of this without getting hurt. I fly forward. My face is headed towards the ground. I put my elbow out. Elbow smashes into the cement, scratches all this skin off. I fly up, bounce off my elbow, slide on my knee, roll, smack into a bumper of a car. Jaw, bing! Laid out. There's a trail of blood on the ground. I get up. My freaking skin is all white here. All white meat. I'm like, yo! And I'm looking at my face. My chin is swollen because I hit the bumper of a car. I look back. I see blood marks. I'm like, how is there blood? But there's only white here. I look at my knee. My knee's covered in blood because it's cut all over the place. And I'm just looking at. I get up. I'm limping. I can't even really use my leg because it's mad destroyed at the moment. I get up. I'm holding my arm. Everybody's like, oh shit! Everybody's looking at me like they're not laughing. They thought I got destroyed. Like people thought I died. I got up. I'm holding my arm. It starts leaking all crazy. He looks at me. I'm like, yeah, and I beat you, son. You ain't fast, nigga. You ain't fast. I start spazzing out. Like, I'm like, yeah. I'm the fastest. I'm just spazzing. And then I like to limp my ass in the house, and I'm out of order for the next 3 days. It took 3 days for me to even be able to stop it from bleeding. So after I did that, I was like, yeah. So here comes like April 13th or something like that, right? I hit me on a message. I'm like, yo, I haven't seen you mad long. The crib that we moved out of had just been emptied. I'm like, yo, I got open crib though. But she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I got open crib, but open crib as far as like, I have a crib that's open, but that's not my crib, but the crib I used to live in, the crib that she went to when we took that picture. She's like, all right. I'm like, so how can we do this? She's like, well, I can't sneak out. That's not going to happen. I'm like, all right, so cut a day of school. She's like, okay. Because that's the only place that her parents don't got her on lock, was she goes to school, and when she goes to school, they go to pick her up. And if she's not there when they pick her up, you know, she's always there when they pick her up, so they don't worry about anything like that. So I'm like, yo, let's do that. She's like, okay. April 16th, 2004. No, 2004, yeah. I'll never forget this day. This was the day where we kind of ended our little break thing that we had, because I was like, after I seen her that day, I had to keep being with her. And I'm gonna get to that. This gets serious. I'm glad I'll get all this in one episode. I could have ended this, but I'm not gonna end it, but I'm gonna keep going. So, April 16th comes. I wake up 6 a.m. I couldn't even sleep. I'm so excited. This is the day I'm going to go see her. I haven't seen her in months. I get in my Integra. It's mad early in the morning. It's 6 in the morning. It's freezing. I turn it on. Ooh, I'm like, yeah. I get in the car. I drive all the way to my home city. The drive there was good because it was cold and the car wasn't acting stupid. So the drive there was okay. I drive all the way to her city. Now, mind you, I'm like 40 minutes away from my city. Her city's 20 minutes away from mine. It's an hour drive. I finally get to where her school's at. Where did I pick her up at? I think I picked her up behind her school. I got there. Car was glitching out. I picked her up. I was so happy to see her. I haven't seen her in so long. I was just like, oh, snap. Like, I haven't seen you in so long. Like, she looked different to me because she had like, her hair looked different. It was just longer, and it was like, it had like these red highlights to it. It was crazy. I was just like, oh, wow. And she just looked older. I haven't seen her in mad long. So she just looked better to me. I was like, yo, this is what's up. She looked better than what I had on, like the picture I had of her on my chain. So I'm like, all right, cool. I pick her up. I'm like, all right, so we're going to go to our house. So we go to the house. And it's about to get real personal here. I'm about to explain to y'all what happens. Because I'm being real with y'all. Y'all niggas need to know how this is, because this is one of those moments where it made our bond stronger. We go to my old house. House is completely empty. There's nothing in there. I go in there. I'm talking to her. Sitting on the floor of my room. And I'm talking to her. And she's talking to me. We're talking about how much we miss each other. You know, we're chilling. We're spending time with each other. And I'm like, yo, let's go take a shower. Just randomly. I don't even know why I said that. I was like, yo, let's go do that. So we do that. I'm not going to get too much into details. I didn't smash. I don't think I went and smashed. I did not smash. We took a shower with each other. But one of the most things, the reason I'm bringing that up is because one of the more important things of that whole shower thing was something I realized that day, which was her emotions for me. I've always had an idea of what I felt for her. I didn't really know how she really felt about me. During that whole time we were in the shower talking to each other, she just started crying. And I'm just like, why? And her reasoning was that she was just very, very happy to be around me. She hasn't been around me in mad long. And when she really was there, when she was around me, after not being around me for 2 months and dealing with the stress that she had to deal at home, she just started crying. She was crying because she was just so happy to be with me and have me as a person that she's with. Because she never really had anybody she could open up to and tell everything to and be open with like that. So the fact that she had me, it just made her cry. Like, she just started crying. I'm looking at her like, I couldn't tell if she was crying or if it was actually the water. But in reality, she was crying tears of joy from that. That may sound corny to some of y'all niggas, but that's how we were. It was that emotional. We never had anybody like that with each other. We just didn't. So when I seen that, it instantly made me think, this girl, I'll never forget the thought. I was like, damn, this girl is literally sitting here crying because she's happy to be with me. Just think about that. And I was just like, wow, like, that's crazy. Once that was all over, we head back. No, actually, we head back to my house all the way in Wappingers. And I don't know why I did that. I go back to my house in Wappingers. I'm showing her my room, showing her the new house and everything. Nobody's home there. Everybody's in school and work and stuff. So I'm showing her all that. Oh my God, it's hot. But anyway, I'm showing her all that. And I had about $70 to my name at that time. Now, before we leave, I'm like, all right, let's get ready to bring you back home. Before we leave, I get back, I walk out the house, right? She gets in the car, I'm like, hold on, I need to get something. I run back in the house, and I don't even know what I'm running back in there for. I just run back in the house. I'm like, yo, what the hell I need to come in here for? There was got to be something. I left my dog tag in there, but that wasn't what I came in there for. I'm like, I don't know. Let me just get my dog tag. And I grabbed all my money. All of it. Normally, I never do that. I grab all my money. I'm like, all right, whatever. Just grab the whole thing, run back outside. Hop in the whip. We get on the highway driving back towards, my home city to drive back to her city. My damn car starts glitching out. Mind you, it's 1:30. We're an hour away. Her school let out at 3. I'm like, yo, a car is glitching out. My car won't even go over 20 miles an hour. I'm on a highway. I'm driving in the side lane, mad nervous, like, yo, this shit is not working. Like, it was like, it wasn't going anywhere. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So she's like, she's getting dumb nervous. She's getting mad nervous. I'm like, yo, there's no need to get nervous. We got this. We're gonna figure this out. So what ends up happening is, like, we're driving. We're not driving, actually. We're moving, but we're not going nowhere. It's like 20 miles an hour. We get to this gas station. We're still 45 minutes away from her school, and we only have about an hour left before our mom picks her up. This is a nightmare. I want y'all to just think about this for a second. Y'all know how it was when I got slapped up by grandma, how they started acting, right? It's been 2 months. They haven't heard about anything from me or anything like that. Things are finally starting to lighten up, and here we are, mad cities away, cars broken down, nobody to call, running out of time, knowing goddamn well, like, yo, if we don't get to that school, it's a wrap. My nigga, I called a taxi. I told him, I was like, I need you here immediately. The taxi was from Yorktown. So he drove all the way up. No, actually, he was from Yorktown, but he just so happened to be in my area that I was at. So he came over. Taxi driver's like, I'm like, yo, I need to get her to this city's high school or whatever. He's like, all right, that's going to be like a lot of money. I'm like, yeah, but I need you. Here's the thing. I need you to do it immediately. I need you to get there before 3. I'm like, how much is it gonna be? He's like 50. I'm like, yo, I will give you 70 if you make sure you get there before 3. I'll give you 50 now. I'll give her the 20. You make it there before 3. I'll give you the other 20. He's like, word? I'm like, yes. No time to talk. I'm like, Mia, gave her a hug, told her I love her. I was like, go, make it. Just make it. How are you gonna get home? Don't worry about me. I'll walk the highway if I have to. Just go and just make sure you make it. She hops in the whip. Taxi, that nigga take off. I'm looking at him like, ooh, if you crash, I'm whooping your ass. And he takes off. I'm sitting there next to my car like, what am I going to do? I need to get home to make sure I can get in contact with her because my phone died after I called the taxi, ironically. And I'm like, I got to get home. So I'm just sitting there like, yo, like, I'm mad nervous. And I'm sitting there like, yo, if she doesn't make it to that school, it's over. And you know what ended up happening? You'll find out next episode. But anyway, real talk. Next episode will be up soon. I might do it today, maybe. But next episode will be up soon. We'll pick up where we left off. I'll let you guys know what happened with all that. And we'll get back into that, all right? It's your boy, AsisGalvin. Life story. I'm out. 1.